to another guitar hang. I'm Brent Grow. How are you? Good? You're doing good? Awesome. Please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel if you'd like. That'd be awesome. Okay. This week we're diving into my Gibson Les Paul dilemma. That's what we'll call it. So this is a Gibson Les Paul 60s tribute with P90s in it, and it's like a black satin finish. No binding on the neck of this. The tributes are like kind of a cheaper Gibson. So I think it's kind of hard to figure out where these sell price point wise, but they're around $1,000. When I got this one, the input jack didn't work very well. It was cutting in and out, and I had to have it, I sent it to my favorite guitar tech, Brian, from Tree Strings out in, I'm gonna forget the name of the town right now. It'll come to me though, I'll be able to think of it. Red Wing, Minnesota. There we go. I told you I'd do it. I got it. So I send my guitars out to him, and actually it's pretty far from where I'm at now, and I kind of need to figure out a new way to either get my guitars to him or find a new guitar luthier, but ultimately, he's done a lot of good work for me, so I'd like to keep going to him if I can make that possible. Anyways, I sent this guitar to him to have him go through and set it up, intonate it, set up for drop C. This one, the Gibsons, I run one string gauge thicker than I would run my Fenders. So Fenders are at 25.5 inch scale length, and that will that scale length will add a little bit of tension to the strings. They'll feel a little bit tighter on a Fender Stratocaster or a Fender Telecaster. So I usually run 10s on those. So both my Telecaster and my Strat are tuned to drop C as well. So so if you take standard and put it into drop D, we're a whole step down from there. So drop C, C, G, C, F, A, D. And so that's what this is tuned to as well. But with this one, I run 11 to 52s, I think it is, whatever the D'Addario standard 11 set is. I forget what that top string is, but I know, or bottom string, the low string, I forget what gauge that is, but I know the high E is an 11. So it had a bad jack that was cutting in and out, and I didn't know much about these guitars when I bought it, and to try to keep production costs down, they had like an actual circuit board in the back for the electronics instead of just normal wiring between pots. And so so that jack is like attached to that circuit board. So of course, if that jack is going bad, then you can't really replace it. Like the whole circuit board is kind of ruined at that point. So I had the electronics redone in here as like a standard modern Gibson. We kind of talked about, you know, I don't know how to feel about this at this moment. When we talked about it, we decided to go with modern Gibson wiring. but with it being a 60s tribute guitar and it saying 60s tribute on there, I maybe would have chosen to go with the 60s wiring, but I'm so happy with the way that this guitar plays and sounds, and like the way that my volume knobs respond on this guitar to a lot of my amps and guitar pedals. This has become my favorite guitar right now. The way it pushes my AC-15, like I could plug this straight into the AC-15 and I could have fun all day long. Like I wouldn't need anything else. Obviously, I love me some extra pedals, but if I had to, just plug in this Gibson into a Vox AC-15 with a greenback all day long, man. Good times. It's rock and roll. But so my dilemma then, of course, is like, you know, you kind of get one style of guitar and you start rethinking things. As I had talked in a previous episode, that my Strat was like the main guitar for the album, and now that Strat is near and dear to my heart because I recorded an entire album with it. But basically, as you're going to see on the beginning of this video, I'm going to be playing Les Paul Gibson Special, which is, you know, also kind of, this was kind of a budget option as well for Gibson, and these actually come in less than the specials. But Les Paul Special is also kind of supposed to be a budget-friendly version, or was, of a Les Paul. Those guitars are like slab bodies, so there's no contouring on the body. They don't have the Tune-o-matic style bridge. They just have a wraparound style bridge, so the strings just kind of wrap around the bridge. Yeah, but it's pretty similar. But so like I'm basically at that point where like I kind of want to get, I really want a Les Paul Special, and so part of me is like, do I go trade in the Strat and other gear? I don't have money to just outright go buy a Les Paul Special right now, but I'm all up in my feels. I want a Les Paul Special and I want it to look cool, and I want another P90 guitar. I'm kind of thinking that like P90 guitars are my thing, so I almost want to have like a backup P90 guitar, but have plenty of guitars. These are circles I will go in all day. The guitar you'll see me playing in the video at the beginning and the end is a Les Paul Special that's at Twin Town Guitars in Minneapolis. And then I was looking today, and there's one at Guitar Center in Maple Grove. And sometimes with big box stores, you have credit cards and you can take guitars home on credit. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'll stop in there. I'm going to play it. I'll try to take some video of it, of me playing it. Guitar centers are a little bit harder to do that. That Twin Town Guitars in Minneapolis, you can kind of close those rooms off. So yeah, I'm going to kind of keep it there. I don't want to go too crazy in depth, but yeah, so this is my Gibson Les Paul. It's black, which I don't feel like you see very often, like the satiny black kind of thing. It is a great guitar. It sounds great. It plays great. And it rocks, man. It took me a little bit to get used to it, but now that I've spent quite a bit of time with it and played it and compared it to my other guitars, I also think that part of the equation is like I've said before, I come from like very hard rock, metal type sounds, and that's a lot of the music I listened to as a younger kid. And with No Regard, new album out, Feeling Good, Feeling Great, go listen to it. With that album and this band and it kind of being a hip-hop thing, I don't want to be the metal guy all the time. So I worked really hard at getting myself away from that metal sound, but I always find a way back to it. So it'd be like this guitar with a bunch of gain into an AC15 cranked, and you can really get pretty metally. It's my bandmates look at me and they're like, how are you making those noises with those things? But it happens. So that's probably why it's become one of my favorite guitars, but it's so versatile. I'll just quickly, one of my favorite sounds is the middle position. So you have both pickups on. The P90, the neck pickup is really beefy and really fat. And some people would say unusable at times. What I really love to do is you roll the volume back on the neck pickup, and then you bring it back in just till the sound comes back, so just barely on the neck pickup, and I'll darken it just a little bit with the tone knob. I like to take some of the high end out of it because the back pickup, the bridge pickup, is really like just cuts really well, but I'll also roll that back to like 7, and you just get like kind of the coolest. Maybe I'll try to make some videos of it, or if I can highlight it in the intro or beginning, or the intro riff, or the intro video, or the ending video, if I could say words right. If I have it set up like that, I'll try to showcase what that sounds like. But you can just play really big chords like that, and it's got a very acoustic guitar kind of sound in that position. It's very single coily, and then you can really like start to push whatever gain pedals you're going into or whatever amp you're going into by slowly kind of turning the other pickups up. You can add a little bit of low end back in with the neck pickup, but you can kind of dial it back and out, and then you can kind of get real crazy and crank up your bridge pickup, which kind of sends you into like, full distortion, kind of depending on where you've got your gain set. But that is ultimately why I have really gravitated towards these guitars and this setup. It's very versatile. You can get a lot of different sounds out of these guitars, and yeah, I think I want another one real bad. Yeah, I do. But do you trade in stuff you really love to get new stuff? It's always a hard choice question. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll play that Guitar Center one. We'll see what happens. Ultimately, I think I'll wait, but I'm going to keep my eyes out for a really cool special. So you'll see more of them. We'll plug these in. We'll have a good time. Yeah, if you have any questions for me, let me know down below in the comments. Let me know if you have played any Les Paul specials or any of these tributes or any P90 guitars that you really love. I know there's plenty of other options out there for P90 guitars. So I've been trying to play them all. I've been trying to figure out what other guitar brands and manufacturers have some cool P90 style guitars. But yeah, good times. Thanks for watching. Peace.